Good morning, traders. Welcome to the TMT Pro Trader Premier Video for Wednesday, October 4th. Traders, the song remains the same. We continue to move higher, exactly like we're anticipating. We are ever so close to calling a market top. We still need some more evidence that the market is topping, not just because price is moving into our zone of the 2550, but we need a sell trigger, and that's part of our trading model that we will identify once we get to that area, and then we will start looking for shorting opportunities in certain stocks, and of course our futures as well. So we are looking for the 2550, which you could see here we're clearly getting into, and more than likely we will hit. More importantly, we want to see how the FANG stocks are reacting, and they are not reacting well. We showed them to you yesterday. They continue to lag the market. Money coming out of the FANG stocks and probably going into some of the financials, what have you, and some of the other speculative sectors. However, that doesn't mean that because the FANG stocks are lagging and money's coming out and going to another sector, that I don't believe that's also happening. I think that there's money going into other areas, true, but you're not going to have a major move up without leadership from technology. It's just not going to happen. Money could come out and go into other sectors, sure, and stay in the market as a whole, but you still need leadership from technology, and that's going to have to either pick up the pace or, remember, when I mentioned if the FANG stocks start to sell off and they start to really diverge from the market, you'll see the market pause and start to roll over as well, and that will be part of our model of calling a market top. So we need to watch them really closely, guys. Okay, so again, no resistance. We're into no man's land here. I would not be looking to short into any resistance. I'd be looking to buy pullbacks, let the mutual fund inflows start to dissipate, which we're probably going to see today, tomorrow, and you're going to see some lethargic trading going on into the next couple of days. I would love to see another positive catalyst that really is meaningless. Really, this whole move is meaningless. This whole move that Donald Trump is talking about, tax reform, and it's all talk. So until it happens, they're just anticipating, meaning the market pundits are anticipating, and they feel that the market never could go wrong. There's massive inflows from passive investors. Keep that in mind. What that means is that the retail crowd are doing it themselves by picking regular ETFs because it's so easy to do. So be very careful out there, because when the market does start to turn, these passive investors will continue to buy and buy and buy until their account is blown out of the water. Okay, so just remember that. Getting to levels 2504, 2510 is really your bigger support here off the daily chart. No resistance. Okay, let's take a look at the intraday chart, and you can see, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that retail is chasing. They're absolutely chasing the market higher into new highs with valuations through the roof. Here is your uptrend channel. You could see the support here at 25.28 on the intraday. This is yesterday's support, and then right up in here to 25.25. After that, you're going to get a small little 25.20, and the bigger support will come in at 25.11 to 25.14 in ES. That's for today's trade, if it were to even pull back, okay? But the 25, 27, 25, 25, that's a bigger area of support, looking to buy off of the pullback. Remember, there are some new subscribers. If we lose this, okay, if we lose that support and price breaks through it, all right, you're going to this will now become resistance. So remember, that's why I say mark it on your chart, because if price does break through it, hits the 25.20 and rallies into the 25.25, all right, giving you some sort of a bear flag, that is your recipe to start shorting up in this area and look for the next price target to the downside. All right, remember, when the price breaks through support, that becomes resistance. Same thing. So even though it goes away, you should be marking that on your chart. If price breaks through the upside of resistance, that becomes support. Okay, I'm sure everybody knows that, but I just want the new guys, the new traders that subscribe, to just understand that. Next is going to be the NQ. You can see here we have 59.94, right around until 60.17. Still remains the same. We're still hovering now, and it definitely could break out. I mean, there's no question about it. I like the support area here at the 59.57 really for a nice pullback into that zone. Coincides nicely with the TMT upper end of the price channel, as well as our uptrend line. Okay, so that's a good spot to look to get short. I still, again, even though The Nasdaq does have some resistance. If you want to short it, you got to keep a tight stop. I personally would just be looking for to buy pullbacks until we get this market to start showing some lower lows and lower highs. Same thing here with the Nasdaq. As you can see, we popped up one day, went sideways for two, popped up another day, went sideways for three. And that's really what's been happening of late. Okay, 60.17. Again, your support areas here. Keep an eye on them. Mark them down on your chart when you're trading today. And also for those of you who are in the room as well, in the trading room, you mark them on your charts as well, because that'll just give you additional information off of the signals that we're getting in the room. 59.27, 59.50, and 59.68. Those are your bigger areas of support for today's trade. Right, next is going to be GC. I'm really liking the area here. I liked it here for another add-on. Now that goes away. Remember, we had support here at the 1274. That's gone now. That's a nice spot. If you guys did not average in, you could if you want to wait, the next spot's going to be 1245, 1250. All right, if that even gets there. All right. All right. So let's go look at the 10-minute. Is the intraday, and you can see that we're going into a down. We're clearly in the downtrend here with a downtrend channel. But I really like this gold. I wish we would get one more flush lower, and that's why I'm averaging in, because in case we don't get the flush, we'll have a nice average price, and we should start going higher. Now remember, we need to revert. We need to really alleviate. I like to see us get back above 1300, and then we could really start going from there. All right, so let's take a look now at ZB. And ZB hit our first target here. We talked about this a couple days ago, 152. Now we're looking for some sort of a bounce. Remember, though, when the market does top and we get fear into those markets, even though we do believe that ZB will continue its downtrend and has concluded a bull market run last July for its 30-year run, we're still going to get some pops like we did here, guys. Like we had some uncertainty in the markets and money flowed into bonds. But overall, I do believe that that ZB is headed lower, and will continue its trek lower once the correction is concluded. I mean, we haven't even gotten into a correction phase yet, as we know, and I do know that. But we will get into one rather quickly and rather shortly in the markets, where I do think that sometime between now and the end of October, even first week of November, we should start to begin to top here. Okay. Intraday ZB, write them down. Here's your small area, 152 is really a good spot here, 152 and a quarter, then 152.50, and then here's your big clusters of resistance. As you can see here, big areas of resistance. Write them down on your charts. Next is going to be crude oil. And you know, we talk about crude. I mentioned that I'm staying away from it at the moment. I want to see either a series of lower lows and lower highs, or a big move up into this bigger area here, where it will fail. And you can see what's happening. We're back down to 50 from 52.33 just in a matter of 3 days. Producers continue to start selling and hedging their shorts. 50 to 52 is a really big area, a tough area to get to look to get long, because that's the big area that they just continue to pound and move lower again. And we're going to see. And like I said, guys, there's no question the lower prices is to come in crude. We've concluded our driving season, and then crude. Remember, all of that heating oil, all of that products that are refined, they're already done. They're ready for delivery. So that's why when you can't really base, heating oil is going to rally crude oil. It's not. Also, look what we have here in RSI. We have a sell signal in RSI here about 3 days ago. MACD is just ready to cross over, and crude oil is just hovering around 50.27 in the pre-market at the moment. Intraday crude, you can see here, nice little ascending triangle breakout. We did call that. You guys made some good money on that. Sure enough, we broke back higher, and now look at this. Just 3 days of trading, we're back down right around the 50 area. And we'll see where that goes. That's why, for me, it's a little bit of a tough one here. Even though producers are shorting, you got the Saudis there looking to defend that number at 50, 51. So we got a tug and war here. So to me, when it's not clear, I just like to stay away. But these are valid numbers for you guys that are trading long and short, for that matter, okay? We do got a gap area resistance here from 50.70 all the way to 51.50. We've got the spiders coming right into our target. Really loving this. I wish we could get there today. 255 is our next and the upper end of the range target. for this market to really start to pause and digest. You can see here, guys, we've just been literally every day the market pops up and then goes sideways. So there's lack of participation. If you're day trading the indexes, there's not a lot of movement because they gap up and they pretty much go sideways with a small dip, shallow retracements to get long. It really isn't worth it. So the high probability trade isn't there at the moment. Next is going to be a 10-minute. You can see here clearly we're in an uptrend. Okay, you see we get long on the opening and then they rally right back up. You know, you do have one day or so, but most of the days they go up and then go sideways pretty much. So what we are in an uptrend. Let's see if we can get to that 255 mark at one point. But here are your levels for today's trade for support. Remember, do not short the market at the moment. Do not short the market. There is no resistance. Excuse me. Here's your IWM. Here's a nice little culprit here. Out of control, crazy, right? We go sideways all of 2017. We pop up here on the election. We go sideways. The market does nothing. Russell 2000 breaks the 200, and then we identified this bull flag here, and look what happened. Boom, we were rallied right back up again. Me personally, I'm not trading it. I think it's a terrible trader. But when you get trades when you get rallies like this, that's fine. If but when you go sideways, there's no movement in the IW. You lose a lot of money. Anyway, support area 149.13 to 149.77. Lots of support here. Very little support. I would not trade long against the 148.58, and I would not trade long against the 147.57. Just marking the small areas of support. Bigger support comes in all the way down to 147. All right. So if we lose the 149.13. I'd be looking for more of an objective short to get involved with to see some of these price targets down here. Okay. Next is going to be the transports. Again, our primary leader finally leading the market, helping us get to our objective target of 25.50 in the ES as well as 255 in the spiders. Okay. But we're doing really well here, and now we're starting to really get stretched here. All right. The markets, the valuations are so stretched. The rubber band is going to break, guys. Trust me when I tell you that. Resistance in the Qs 146.53. I wouldn't trade short against it. If you wanted to take an objective short, make sure you tighten up your stops. Support will come in right up in here about the 144.90. That'll be coincides nicely with the 21 EMA and the upper end of the TMT price channels. And then you got your 10-minute right up in here. You can see we've really traded in a zone of 142 all the way up to 146.58. So you got about $6.50, $5.50 range here, which has been really all the way back from late August. All right, last week of August we rallied up. We stayed in the upper end of the range. We rallied all the way back down to rally back up again. So you can see Qs are really Nasdaq is really pushing tug of war to rally, and then money comes out. Back to rally again. So let's see where this thing goes. But these are your price points for today's trade. All right, guys, I hope it helps. Be careful out there. Remember, be on your toes, because at any given moment, this market can really start to move lower. Any given moment. Does not need a catalyst. We can get a couple of sell programs, and next thing you know it, a couple of big managers are starting to liquidate some longs, and then a couple more jump on the bandwagon, and next thing you know, you got a full-blown sell-off for the day. So just be on your toes. We're getting very close to a market top. Have a great day.